It's too damn depressing. Period. It's just too damn depressing. We are living in the twilight zone, and it's mind-boggling. It really is. Now, the only way that I could find to deal with the fear, the depression, the anxiety of knowing what is going on out there, and of feeling totally powerless to do anything about it, is I started writing the Charlie Danger books. And it's comedy. It's like Police Squad or The Naked Gun. You know what I'm saying? It's comedy. And it helps me personally to cope with what I know. And I think other people who know what the score is, who know what is going down out there, who feel the same anxieties, who feel the same fears, other people can pick up a Charlie book and read it, and it will lampoon the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a release valve. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting what you say about Alex Jones. He does try to scare us, doesn't he? I mean, I don't want people to be scared. I want people to be angry. I want people to be a little upset, perturbed about the way they're putting it in. And look at this chat room. Look at this chat room. We got all these people coming in. You Nazi bastards, your minds are, come on. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? We've not talked about anything. We've not talked about anything. We're not talking about persecuting anybody. I've never advocated picking up a gun and killing anybody. I don't think we should be doing that. Especially with the wars that we're having right now overseas, we're putting our children in harm's way needlessly.
Yes, yeah. But that's planned. Again, that's part of the program,
This whole thing is planned, and I've also made the comment, that the Bible may be if you look at the Bible as a plan rather than prophecy, it takes a little bit different aspect. And the majority of the Bible is written about people responding to tyranny.
Yeah, you're right about that. People need to respond to tyranny. People need to stand up for what they believe in. However, it's pretty hard to do when you have the mass media. How do you say this?
They're controlling it. They're programming you. They nothing gets on the media. No conversation like this gets on the mainstream media. They won't allow it.
No. So it's pretty hard for the American people to. How do you fight against something that you have no knowledge of? So. And that's one of the reasons I did the whole Charlie thing, was to entertain or to help lessen those fears for the people who already know what's going on out there. The people who don't have a clue, well, they could read one of these Charlie things, and it will stir their how do you say this, Clay? To get them to. To nudge them, you know what I'm saying? Give them a nudge in the right direction there.
To reach inside their subconscious and plant an idea, a concept that they may not have gotten from the mainstream media.
Exactly. And at the end of the book, I got a little author's note that explains why I wrote the book, and it directs them to, you know, InfoWars, or to Republic Broadcasting, or to Alan Watt, Cutting Through the Matrix. And if they go to those links, they're going to get the information. See? Because the people who already know what the score is, they're already listening to those links. They're already aware of the information. So if they haven't a clue of what's going on out there, and they pick up a Charlie book, hopefully it'll steer them in the right direction, and they'll get some real information from these sources, you know.
Now, tell me about your life. You know, I got into this. I mean, I've been publishing for a long time, but I got into it when I found out about the government drug dealing, and I published that in my Free American magazine, and I've been under attack ever since. We've got a situation in America right now. I mean, we are being invaded right now. I just met with the sheriff of Cochise County, and he wants to make the average person, because of the control of the mainstream, he wants to make the average person in his county aware, and in the state aware, that we're under attack here, and it's being funded by the federal government. We've even got the federal government, the BATF, the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms, supplying firearms to drug cartels.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was the name of that? Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious.
Is that what they called it?
Yes, sir. That's Fast and Furious, and it's one of the things we're trying to deal with now. And who do we point the finger at? The drug dealers, or our government is subsidizing these? And I think what we're possibly looking at is our CIA trying to destabilize Mexico and take over all of the drug trade. I mean, they did it under Operation Watchtower. That's included in my book, Mystery Babylon. And they're doing it again. They're doing it right here. They're using these illegals to bring the drugs up here, and then they're using the illegals to basically drain America to the tune of a few $1 billion every year.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. If you want to destroy a culture, if you want to wipe out a culture, you inject it with foreign nationals. That's the whole point. The second Charlie book that I wrote was entitled Border Disorder, and it all had to deal with the immigration problem in this country today. So I've touched on this subject with Charlie. And yes, yeah, we're being totally invaded. It's incredible that we're supposedly in a war on terror, and we're supposed to be protecting our security here in the United States, but that's another farce. You know, it's a farce. Because this is all planned to bring down the United States of America.
It's called balkanization, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
I mean, they keep doing the same things over and over again. You know, what Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote about in the Gulag Archipelagos. Gulag was the prison system that they set up, that the communists set up to handle the dissidents in Russia. And he was, this was one of, this is, again, I think, do you know who I think the biggest threat to the New World Order is, Bill?
Well, who would that be?
You? Me?
You, yes.
You know,
yeah,
with the writers, it's the writers, it's the Thomas Jeffersons that gave us our Declaration of Independence, and they fought and rallied behind his words to fight the New World Order of their day. That the sun never sets on the English Empire.
That's right.
And he told us. I mean, Benjamin Franklin was asked, What form of government have you created for us, Mr. Franklin? A constitutional republic, ma'am, if you can keep it.
If we can keep it. And that's what it boils down to now. That is the question. Can we keep the republic? Can we restore the republic? If we do not restore the republic, future generations are going to look back on us and they're going to curse our name. They're going to say, hey, you know, these are the people who could have stood up and done something, but they didn't. So.
And we've been passed this down, you know, my parents should have done something, you know, that, I mean, it was, this information was out there then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was out there then. You had to dig for it, but you could find it then. Yeah, you're right about that.
Okay, let's take a call here just to see if we got somebody on the line. Hello, you've got a block number. Who do I have listening to us? Hello. Okay, you're out of here. Okay, and I believe we got one more here. Hello, is this Ann?
Yes, it is. Clay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. You're on the line here with Bill, and he's the author of Charlie Danger fiction book. You've been listening for a while. I thought you might have some questions or comments.
I think it's really smart to put the truth into a fiction setting, because more people will get it that way. Because people are not only dumbed down, but there's a what is it, cognizant dissonance. What they always have been fed and believed, if it's different than that, then they, you know, just go into denial about it. Oh, that can't be true, you know. So putting it in fiction, I think, is real smart.
Right.
Well, I would think that I would have sold more fiction books than I did. It's like people, you know, I keep trying to tell people, man, there's a lot of truth in my fiction, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess you just have to get them, play up and not tell them too much about the truth in it. Just tell them that it's great fiction, you know, to get them to in the bookstores and so on, to get them to sell.
Both Bill and I are publishing outside the mainstream. I mean, we've got a independent publisher. And even they, from the Republic of Texas, by the way, or I'm sorry, the Texas Nationalist Movement. But they say that books are slow, that they're not selling, and Barnes and Noble is closing down or being sold.
Yeah.
I believe it's Borders that's going belly up. We were just talking to Lauren over at Hidden Mysteries a couple of days ago, and their book sales are plummeting. So, number one, we're not published by the mainstream. We don't have thousands of books going out to different bookstores. The books that we sell through Hidden Mysteries, let me just say that we're not selling anywhere near what we hope to be, you know. So we're not getting rich. We're not, in fact, we're not getting much at all for this, you know. But the books are out there. They are available. Hopefully, you know, through radio shows like this one, that enough people will call up or go online and order these books and then pass them around to your friends, to your family. but we're not mainstream. We're not going to be paid a whole lot of attention to by the mainstream media at all. Period. In fact, they can hush us up and shut us up and everything. That make them very happy to see. So we're not getting rich off of this here.
Have you thought of seeing about a movie, getting it made into a movie, or having a little video made of like advertising the book, and have a little action in it?
Well, hold on just a minute here. Let me take let me take that opportunity here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Clay's got something here. He's gonna.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think I got this.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it today are more cunning, traitorous, and evil than ever. They got big wallets and big ideas and big plans, and they don't like anything or anyone that gets in their way. I ought to know. I'm Charlie Danger. Yes, it's Charlie Danger, private detective, fighting for truth, justice, and the American way. From the pen of W.T. Samsel comes Charlie Danger, private detective. Charlie Danger, who dares to battle the New World Order. Charlie Danger, defender of the Constitution. Do you dare to read Charlie Danger, Private Detective? Available at Amazon.com.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
There
You
you
got
go.
that on your TV blog, Clay?
Well, I haven't got it up yet. I'll actually add that as soon as I get through uploading everything. I'll
Okay.
add that
There you
into
That generated some excitement. See?
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I was just talking to him. I said, he said he wrote this in kind of following the old time, only the shadow knows type of radio show. and I used to really enjoy those radio shows.
Oh yeah.
Have you thought of putting it on Facebook and Twitter? Put that blurb on Facebook and Twitter.
The little commercial? Yeah. I'm planning on doing that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Cool.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Now, the problem with the movies, I just went through that. I rode all the way out, got left standing on somebody's doorstep for a half an hour there in Hollywood. And he wanted to put my script up on HBO for my Lucifer series. And, but he wanted 95% of everything that came in off of it for the rest of my life, and everything off of everything that I wrote before. I wouldn't sign the contract. I wouldn't do that.
No,
Well, you gotta sign. You gotta sign the contract right now. You gotta sign it. I'm meeting with HBO right now. You gotta sign it. You gotta sign it. No, I'm not doing that.
Wow.
And
Well,
They want too much.
let me ask you about this. I mean, I get you saw this on the chat room. Oh, you hate Jews. You do. No, I don't hate Jews. I've got a lot of good friends like Aaron Russo, who's dead now, but he was Jewish and he did a lot to expose the whole New World Order scam. But the Jews, the Rothschild family, the international banksters that control our military industrial complex, those are the bad guys, and they hide behind the Jewish people. They hide behind the skirts of the Jewish women. They hide, as far as I'm concerned, they're cowards. They're nothing but cowards, murderers, and they're hiding behind the Jewish people. What's your opinion, Bill?
Well, yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I get a lot of flack from people because it's my belief that Israel is behind a lot of the discordance that's going on in the Middle East. And the United States backs them 100%, right or wrong. I personally think Israel needs to be reined in. They are a cause of much discontent in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm. I will say this. For Obama, he has ordered the Attorney General to go ahead and prosecute any rabbis that in any child molesting cases.
Are they doing, hopefully they'll do the same thing to the Catholic priest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you know, at least what you can say for the Catholics, they're not trading in and trafficking in body parts. So
yeah,
right.
The rabbis are so. But what happened in the Soviet Union? What happened in the Soviet Union that Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote about is happening here. I believe right here. We've had 60,000 Americans murdered by illegal aliens. We got 40% of our prison population is illegal aliens. Now, but if you try to talk about it, somebody starts calling you a racist. How do we deal with this? And this is more than this is. I just met with the sheriff of Cochise County, and he wants my help in making people aware of it. And I said, well, if you try to do this about and make it about illegal aliens, you're going to have hundreds of people here protesting you and calling us a racist. How do we deal with that? How do we deal with this? How do we protect our own borders? How do we provide our own homeland security without the government coming in with 400,000 well-armed, well-trained, organized, disciplined troops that they threatened to use if there was an atomic attack or an earthquake of significant magnitude along the New Madrid fault line? This is all information that I captured in my film True Face of FEMA. How can we deal with this?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that there's much that we can do. If the federal government refuses to protect our borders and alleviate the illegal alien problem, they go after the states that are trying to deal with it themselves. If the state comes in and says, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, then the federal government comes in right behind them and shoots them right down. So what choice does the American people have? There's really nothing that the American people can do if the federal government refuses the will of the people, which is exactly what they're doing. The American people want the illegal alien thing solved. You can take polls. You can go out and ask the American people. 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you, yeah, we got to do something about this. But the federal government does absolutely nothing because it's not part of the agenda. You see?
Do you remember?
Do
you remember last year when Obama went to South America and over to the continent of Africa and visited some countries? He told them. He told their people, and he even told the Prime Minister of, I think, New Zealand that came to visit him in the White House, told them that he was not going. They wanted him to open our borders to their people and put them on social services, and he told them, no, everyone needs to be self-sufficient. You need to take care of your own people. He has not done that here. See, so he has a different policy for other countries. And I thought it's on the website Zeta Talk, probably in the last year and a half of their news articles.
Well, you know, this isn't only happening in America. It's not only happening in America. I was reading this morning before the show started on the InfoWars. You go to InfoWars, and there's an article there about the Prime Minister of England, and it came out yesterday or the day before, and he said, look, people who are not citizens, job seekers who are not citizens of Great Britain, if they do not take courses to learn the English language, then they will be denied benefits by the English government.
By social service benefits, huh?
Social service benefits. They have to go in there and learn the English language, because how can you get a job if you can't speak the language? You know.
Yes.
So that's going on in England, and in England, you go to London, and you're going to have to look pretty hard to find an Englishman in London. So it's not only America that's being to destroy a culture. You need to flood it with persons from another culture.
Is it possible? Is it possible that this war, Bill, is directed at white people across the globe?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, it seems like we're the only ones that can be racist. I mean, you can have 100 black teenagers up there in Milwaukee rage and beat up a bunch of white people, but somehow that's okay. But if we say anything about them doing that, then we're being a racist.
Well, the white race is racist, isn't it? I mean, we are the racists. The whites are the racists. The Tea Party is the racists. You know, it's how do you say this? 180 degrees. You know what I'm saying? It's just the opposite. So yeah, well, if you're white, you're a racist. Especially if you have a black president. I mean, anything that you don't like, oh well, you're a racist. You're a racist. So yeah, the white race is demonized. Rightfully or wrongly, I can't say. I mean, you know, there was the slavery issue, blah blah blah. You know, you can go back, but how long ago was that? How many of those people are still running around that you could point at and say racist? You know, so
during the Reconstruction, they had the 40 acres and a mule condition, and both whites and blacks participated in that. It wasn't just for blacks.
Sure.
And it was the northern, what the carpetbaggers came down and bought out their 40 acres for a little bit of money that ruined it.
Well, you know, isn't that exactly what's happening right now? The carpetbaggers, the banksters, they on the way out the door, the president hands them $2 trillion, and then they foreclosed on 1 million homes. They took their money and they ran and they closed on the homes and they resold the homes, and you've got 1 million Americans homeless.
What gets me is I need to find out why our U.S. Treasury prints money in dollar bills, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s, and sells them to the Fed for 3 cents per piece of paper. So they're not even honoring what the dollar bill says, or the 5 or 10 or 50 or whatever.
It's a scam.
Yeah.